Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about some dramatic headlines and the reality behind them, and why it's always a good idea to take initial reports of dynamic situations with a grain of salt, because the reports often change, like they did here. Over the weekend, Trump was campaigning in California. He was holding his rally, and then news reports soon surfaced of another attempt on the former president. The headlines had words like foiled and thwarted in them. As time went on, the tone changed a bit, as more and more information became available. Most of those original headlines are gone now. A series of quotes from the local sheriff shed some light on the situation. We had one that says, quote, "I truly do believe we prevented another assassination attempt." Also, "If you're asking me right now, I probably did have deputies that prevented the third assassination attempt." And finally, "We know we prevented something bad from happening, and it was irrelevant what that bad was going to be." The current federal assessment is a bit different. They don't currently believe there was an attempt, but are continuing their investigation. It seems their current theory is that the person was actually a supporter of Trump and just happened to have firearms. So what happened? A Mr. Miller was arrested at a security checkpoint. Inside Miller's car were a couple of weapons and some false identification documents, to include some being described as passports. With that information, why don't the feds think it was an attempt? That sounds like some Day of the Jackal stuff. Well, based on outward appearances, it looks like Miller is most likely a supporter of Trump. The rumor mill says he's a sovereign. If you're not familiar with this particular flavor of right-wing ideology, they generally believe that governments hold no authority over them. They often use homemade license plates, which, incidentally, reporting says Miller had, and homemade identity documents. Miller was released on a $5,000 bail over what looks like some weapons charges. Miller describes the idea that he was out for nefarious purposes as complete BS. He did not say BS. So, what can we take away from this? The situation changes. More information becomes available, and it should shape your opinion. The original storyline kind of made it seem like a high-end hitter from a movie was after Trump. As more information became available, it honestly looks like a person who probably supports Trump was just going to support him in person and traveled there as he normally would. We went from the dramatic to the relatively mundane very quickly. We should remember this incident in the future when other dynamic events occur and reporting changes over time. It isn't necessarily evidence of some grand conspiracy. It's just new information becoming available as time goes on. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.